All right. Calling the meeting of the Business Improvement District to order. It is 8:32 this morning. Welcome. In consideration of others in the business conducted today, please silence your phones and any electronic devices you may have and refrain from speaking unless recognized by the chair. Again, this is a public meeting for the community of Glendora, and we appreciate and respect your presence here this morning. Madam Chair, Clerk, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair. At this time, I'd like to conduct an oral roll call and request that each board member respond with the word present. Board Member Jarvis.
Present.
Board Member Davis.
Present.
Board Member Snyder. Vice Chair Klinger. Chair Nolan.
Present.
Let the record show four members are present with Vice Chair Klinger absent.
Great, thank you. Matt, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Does anybody wish to reorder or add to the agenda this morning? Show Matt here. Okay.
And Chair, I will go ahead and make a note to the record that Matt Klinger, Board Member Snyder is here, and so arriving at 8:33.
Perfect. Okay, at this point, we'll move on to the open public comment period. I invite members of the public to address the Business Improvement District Advisory Board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, speaking once, both on and off agenda items. All questions should be directed through the presiding officer. This is your time to speak uninterrupted. If you are in attendance, please fill out a speaker card and submit it to the recording admin before the close of the public comment period. Once recognized, speakers should advance to the podium, state your name and the subject matter you wish to discuss. If you are participating via Zoom, select the raise hand icon in Zoom before the close of the public comment period. Once recognized, you will receive a request to unmute, state your name and the subject matter you wish to discuss. At this point, I invite those in attendance to speak, and we do have one public comment card at this point. Glendora Entertainment, I invite you to please come up.
Morning. Thank you for having us. My name is Christine Coulter, and I'm a Glendora resident of over 42 years. And we had the privilege of working with Kathy. This is Renee. She's a fellow bandmate of mine, but I own an entertainment company, but I had the privilege of doing some of the music in the plaza for you guys. And boy, was it just amazing to see the energy and the people. So part of my mission as an entertainment company is to bring people together post-pandemically. And so that was a really big part of the message. And by the demands of the people and the merchants, they were, I utilized my connections and really got some really nice entertainment in there for you guys. Also, the residents really enjoyed it and said, please continue this. So I really see, and I've spoke with Karen Davis about this in depth and kind of my vision with bringing the arts, because of no boundaries. We know mental illness is really increasing. So again, it's Renee and I's passion, people, and this community is my passion. So I'd like to be able to work with the city creatively and financially to behoove the citizens and us, so that we can, again, bring this life back, to the downtown area. We know that the Metro line did the Gold Line did a great job putting those areas in for you guys. And so, again, that was so nice to be able to perform there on that stage. Renee, do you want to be able to say anything?
Well, I'm a musician. I really enjoyed performing on that stage. And I noticed that it was kind of the bigger, the better. Bands got more attention, more tips. I got some attention too as a soloist, and with Christine painting alongside. And of course, whoever's performing, Christine paints alongside, and it's just really cool. But so I don't know, the bands really got a lot of great attention. So
I
That's my
think-
message, bigger the better.
Yeah, I think that I agree with you. What I noticed was I went around and I videotaped, and one thing I do is I get the downtown involved. So I go to the restaurants and I say, hey, the city's doing this for you. I noticed people coming specifically downtown, and when I wasn't there on a Friday, they had a fit. You know, they were used to it. And so like the Village Vault and the Diplomat really had crowded houses out there. So I noticed even more than even music in the park. Just that location and the restaurants right there. It was, so I would really love to be able to continue this with you guys. And again, we'll work with you guys on a budget. It's my passion, and this community is my passion, and these people. I did good. That's a miracle.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have any other public comments at this point?
We do not.
Okay, great. We will close the public comment period, and now I invite each board member to provide a statement or report if you have anything. Joelle?
I just wanted to invite, like to welcome to the downtown. John Hart is here and Linda is right here. So welcome to downtown Glendora.
You, Kathy?
I was going to do the same. Thank John Hart for having the luncheon yesterday that we were invited to. It was nice to get to meet you and get to know you guys and discuss, your vision for being in the downtown and everything. So welcome.
Yeah. No statements. Perfect. Moving forward, I invite Housing and Economic Development Manager Valerie Velasquez to provide a statement.
Good morning. So I'll just kind of give you guys an update. We will be bringing next month in November the ordinance back for the increasing the events in the outdoor, only because we didn't provide you with the actual draft of the ordinance. So we will have that for you. And also, it sounds like there was some concerns, or maybe even after we just talked about maybe talking about the outdoor amplification. So we want to bring that back so we can make sure we do it right and kind of discuss a little bit more and have that for you. So we'll bring that back to you in November. We didn't have a chance to get it within the deadlines for this month. Also, the bid assessment, Alicia's still working on that. When we get to the finances, I'll kind of make a little comment, but she'll be coming back to you with that next month. And then just an update on the outdoor dining agreements for the restaurants. Everyone is now in compliance. Unfortunately, when Alicia and I are walking, everybody's afraid, and the restaurants go out and make sure their chairs are in line. So unfortunately, now we're kind of, people are scared of us, but in any case, also, even if you're not a restaurant, all of you that are retailers or have merchandise outside, try to keep in mind, keep your 6 foot clearance so that we don't have any issues with ADA. So 6 foot, try to keep it from the brick ribbon 6 feet towards your building. And I think that would be helpful. So that's it. Thank you. And welcome to John Hart, and thank you for lunch yesterday.
Thank you, Valerie. At this point, I'd like to call on Megan Kay, our communications coordinator, to give us an update. Yes, please.
Good morning, everybody. So I'd like to provide my first update so far what my team and I have accomplished. First and foremost, for the Halloween trick-or-treat event. At the beginning of last week, we went around, introduced ourselves to businesses that have not met us yet. We also were able to drop off our merchant letter for the Halloween event, which basically just reminds businesses of the event coming up. The biggest thing that we definitely wanted to remind businesses of, we are supplying each business with 2 bags of candy, but we highly recommend purchasing supplemental candy for the event. In addition to that, so far we've secured 9 sponsors towards the event. We've booked the trains. We already have the banner that will go up across the avenue to, it's scheduled to go up the 2nd week of October. So about 2 weeks before the event. So the end of next week into the beginning of the first, I think October 16th actually is the day. All of our marketing material has been, I've gotten the first proofs back of that. In years past, the posters that we put out in the businesses don't have any sponsorship information. That's usually just a general kind of information of the event. But since we've had such a good turnout of the sponsorships, I would like to be able to have the banners that go in the windows actually have the sponsors as well on them. So we're working on those, but we're having those, the goal is to have those printed and up in windows by next week. In regards to other items, we have Village Fitness is going to be doing a 80s workout in the plaza. We also have a photo op area secured, costume contest by Top Billing. So we're really moving on this event. It's going great so far. Like I said, we have 9 sponsors. I put the deadline was this Monday, but I'm willing to take any sponsors till today. And so if anybody else, any businesses that haven't yet reached out to me, please do so. Like I said, I walked around the avenue at the beginning of last week. If anybody wasn't in, I dropped it in their Dropbox, but if not, I also emailed it out. So if anybody needs any more information on that would be great. And again, last week we went around, started introducing ourselves so that people kind of know who we are, if they need anything, where to reach out to. So that's my update.
Thank you, Megan. At this point, we'd like to get the Chamber of Commerce update from Joe Cena, the President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. As we usually do every first Thursday of the month at lunchtime, we have our Legislative Action Economic Development Committee meeting at America's Christian Credit Union, which we have the pleasure of reviewing bills that have been sent to the governor's desk. And some have been signed, some haven't yet. Some you'll like, some you won't, because some is going to cost you some money, and which is, business, right? But we've been fighting hard, try to oppose those that will hinder business and, go along with ones that help business, of course. Governor does have until the 14th to sign or veto or just pass on those bills. So we should know more in the next week or so. We're also working on a presentation, a state of the utilities, where we get the power company, the water company, gas company, all these people out to kind of do a presentation to the community on why our bills go up, go down, what you can do, like fire hazards, all that kind of fun stuff. So look out for that. Then we're also working on the state of the schools, state of the city, all that kind of stuff in 2024. Tomorrow we have our next coffee mixer, our coffee buzz. It's going to be at a new business, Fuel Good Nutrition, down on Arrow Highway, kind of where that old Vaughn Center is in the corner. So please join us tomorrow at 8. It is only an hour, so you can come on down if you like. Then next week we have our lunch net at the Marie Callender's on the corner in Azusa. Then that same day on the 12th at 3:30, right down the street here, K2 Financial is a new place that used to be the blue building that was the travel agency for a long time. They're having a ribbon cutting at 3:30. So it's on Glendora Avenue if you want to join us for that. All this stuff is on our calendar too. On the 17th, we're back at Fuel Good for their ribbon cutting at 10. And then let's see, and then Wednesday the 25th, right here in the village, Glendora Music and Arts is having a ribbon cutting and award ceremony. The owner, Luis Cordova, won the National Music School of the Year through the Music Academy Success System. I guess over 500 schools applied for the award or were nominated, and he won. So that is the 25th at noon. They are having lunch and all that kind of stuff. So it's right down here. So if you want to join your fellow bid members, please join us for that. Then looking forward, on December 6th, we're going to have our annual holiday mixer at the Country Club. So that's always a lot of fun if you want to check that out. And then coming back, as we do every year, the Glendora Christmas Parade will be December 9th. At 9 a.m. We'll try to make it where nothing gets broken or all that kind of fun stuff. No, it's always fun. The applications opened September 1st, so there's already a lot of entries, and as we know, a lot of people come down for that, and it features the village since it starts right here. So With that, unless there's any questions, there's a lot of other stuff going on, but I'll keep it at that. Any questions? No?
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
I do have like a question, sorry. The one, the coffee mixer tomorrow at Fuel Nutrition, do you have the address on that one?
I didn't write it down,
Okay.
but
It's on the.
it's on the website.
Oh.
It's on Arrow Highway, was that in Bonnie Cove? Where that the old Vons was,
Oh, okay.
and 3.99
got it.
pizza and all that's right in the corner there.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. Thanks.
Perfect, thank you. Moving forward to the consent calendar, does anyone wish to comment on item 4? Not, I request a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
I will now conduct oral roll call. Board Member Davis.
Sorry.
It's okay. Board Member Davis.
Yes.
Board Member Jarvis.
Yes.
Board Member Snyder.
Yes.
Vice Chair Klinger.
Yes.
Chair Nolan.
Yes,
Let the record show motion carries 5-0.
thank you. We move forward to consider extending the agreement with marketing consultant Mike Mack Agency. Invite Valerie to give us a report on this.
Thank you. So this is a formality. We entered, or the bid entered into the agreement first with Louise of McMack Agency back in, I think, 2018. So we have prepared a couple amendments to extend the agreement with her. We are now in our 5th year. And the last time we did an amendment, we allowed for 2 extensions. So this is the final extension that we will have with her. The nice thing about this is that the cost was fixed when we set this up 3 years ago, so there'd be no increase. It's basically $1,000 a month, so it comes out to $12,000, and then an additional $600 for Wine Walk marketing if we have that, and another $600 for Chalk Festival if we have that as well. So for a total possibility of $13,200 per year. And we're bringing it to the board just to, again, as a formality. Next year, we will need to go out to bid because we'll be at the end of our extension options. But in this situation, because we've been extending and amending for now our 5th year, the total amount, when you include all the years together, now exceeds $50,000. So we'll need the board to recommend approval to council. Once something's over $50,000, we need council to approve it. So we're coming to you to recommend approval to take to the council to approve for 1 more year. And then, like I mentioned, this would be good through September, and then we will have to start working in the summer to go out to bid for a new marketing consultant. And we can invite Louise again, but we just have to go through the formality of that process. So if there are any questions, I will open that up to the board. And if not, then we'll look for a motion to recommend approval.
I do have a question. Has Louise been sending you the metrics for like monthly for the
Not
marketing?
monthly. I will say she did send them to me. And I have not shared them with the board, so that was on me, but it isn't monthly, but she has sent them, I think probably maybe quarterly. It's been a couple months. I'll have to check in, but
Okay.
yes.
And Chair Nolan, I do want to inform you that Louise is available on Zoom for any questioning.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, thanks. Does anybody else have any questions or comments?
I do have a question. If we do not extend it, does that mean that we would have to get new bids for this year, or how does that work? Or do-
Yes, if you choose not to extend in, then we would have to check if Louise is willing to do a month to month, which means you may be without anything for a while. And also we'd have to put it out to bid. And again, as I mentioned, her fees were fixed 3 years ago, so I don't know what the cost of that would be to go out again. But yes.
Any other comments or questions? Would anybody like to make a motion or a second to go ahead and approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve the extension.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion made by Board Member Jarvis and seconded by Board Member Davis. I'll now conduct oral roll call. Board Member Davis,
Yes.
Board Member Jarvis,
Yes.
Board Member Snyder,
Yes.
Vice Chair Klinger,
Yes.
Chair Nolan.
Yes.
Let the record show motion carries 5-0.
Thank you very much. Now we move into our Business Improvement District fiscal year 23-24 financial report. And I will ask Valerie again to lead us into this.
Thank you. So this is just your monthly update on the financial status for the BID. This is good through August 31st, and I'm looking at page 3 of this packet, which is your summary of the financial activity. So it's 17% complete as of August 31st. When we're looking at our revenues, we are at about 9,935, which is only about 8% of the revenue. Again, half of the revenue comes through events. We haven't had any as of yet. But when we do look at our assessments, you'll see that we've brought in, or the bid has brought in 9,900. All of the revenue has come from assessments, which is about 19% of the budget. So it's trending with somewhere where it should be for this year. If you look at the right-hand column, you'll see last year at this time, there was only 6,000 that came in. So when Alicia reports next month, she'll probably, to some degree, it has to do with when people pay their assessments. They're paid throughout the whole year whenever their license is obtained. And sometimes if people pay on time, it may come in the prior fiscal year. So even if we were to look at the fiscal year prior to last year, it was a little bit higher than our normal average. So a lot of it has to do with timing. So right now we're looking good with assessments again. Again, she'll report on that next month in more detail. Expenditures, bid has only spent a little over 4,000, which is really just marketing a little bit from Friday nights and miscellaneous like the storage costs. So we're only at 4% there. And then if you look at the line way down on the bottom, you'll see that the cash amount that the board has right now, or the bid, is 187,000. So you're doing very well financially. And that completes this report. The detail of all the expenditures are also on your attachment B, or attachment D, it looks like. So again, available if you have any questions on your budget and your finances.
Are there any questions or comments?
I do have a question. We had spoken a month or two ago about assessments and about the ability to track who had paid assessments and who hadn't. I'm just bringing that up again because when we talk about not really knowing who's paid assessments and who hasn't and what's coming in and what isn't, that would be something that could be helpful in the future to have a little bit more information about. Can we make a note of that? Or I think when I spoken about it before, asked about it before, it got a little complicated in being able to track who had paid and who hadn't.
Yes, so we can get that information. We can tell you who is delinquent. Some people may have been billed and have not paid yet. There's a grace period. But if you want to say, we want to know again, it comes down to the board's discretion. Do you want to make this information publicly available? I guess that's for you guys to let us know. It might not be politically, or I don't know, that this is for you guys to let us know if you want.
So there's no way to track that information and for it not to be public.
We can tell you how many, but I'm saying when you say track who, what information are you looking for? Because is that a name? Is that an address? Or you just want to know how many, and maybe keep it confidential to the committees so that they are aware of who's not paying and they can withhold.
I just think when we're looking at the budget and we're looking at how much money has come in and some money hasn't come in and some money comes in the next fiscal year, it seems a little bit nebulous kind of as to who's paying, who isn't, what percentage of the members have paid. And I'd want to avoid a situation where really only 75 or 80% of the bid membership is actually paying their dues.
Okay, when we come back in the meeting in November with that detail, we'll give you a percentage of how many are paying. We'll kind of break it down without pointing out individual businesses. We'll do the best we can to do that for you.
And
Yeah.
maybe look also at, did they just not pay that 1 year, or are they
Consistently.
consistently not paying? Have they not paid in 5 years or something?
Okay.
you know?
Because the two biggest things for me are looking at the spreadsheet and seeing a number and not having any idea what that number means,
Yeah.
or what the actual total of the number should be.
Okay.
And the other thing is that now that we are spending more money on marketing and on event planning and all of those things, we're actually, that revenue is going to become more important as time goes on. And so I wouldn't want a situation where, there's 4 or 5 or 6 businesses in the downtown who are receiving all of these services, but have been habitually delinquent. And that may not be the case.
Mhm.
I would just like to avoid that situation.
Okay. I believe Alicia did ask for statistics like you are requesting. So we'll do our best to put as much of that together for you.
And also, is there a way that we could get, I know like some businesses, for example, pay for the whole year, and then unfortunately they have to close, but then they still have the license because it's like a year,
Mhm.
it doesn't expire or anything. But is there a way that we could have like maybe a report? Because on the website, there's still some businesses that are up there that are still like allegedly here, but they are no longer here. But I know that that is kind of tied with the reason, because they do have a license, so then therefore they're
Yeah,
still-
they'd have to call HDL, who processes our licenses, and let them know they've closed. So if they're not doing that, then it requires staff to go in and monitor that. And I don't think we have the time to be doing that. So it's up to the business to call HDL and let them know they've closed. Otherwise, it'll be removed once it expires, which they're good for 1 year. So it should be a year. There's some that are more than that you know of. Just let me know offline.
And how can that be translated to the marketing part of it? Like, how are we monitoring that, like in terms of the information that's on like the website?
Are you
Does
talking
Luis
about
have
the
a
bids
report?
website or the
Yeah,
city's
yeah.
website, the
No,
bids
no,
website?
the bids website.
Yeah, then we should probably give that to her. Or now that we have a communication coordinator, we can let her know to communicate more with with Louise and with the board in general. So when she's out, she's going to be going out a couple times every month. She can let us know when new businesses have come in, or if some are, she notices are gone as well.
Thank you. Mhm.
Any other questions or comments?
Are we gonna continue with the music at the Bus Plaza then? Is that something?
I don't think it's on the agenda for today, right?
So that's not on the agenda. When you guys do your closing comments, I guess if you want, you can discuss whether or not you'd like to return that item to another meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
At this point, request a motion and a second to approve the financial report.
I'll
Make a
move.
motion to approve the financial report.
I'll second.
Okay, so I have, one just a second. I have a motion made by Board Member Snyder and seconded by Board Member Jarvis. I'll conduct oral roll call. Board Member Davis,
Yes.
Board Member Jarvis,
Yes.
Board Member Snyder, Vice Chair Klinger,
Yes.
Chair Nolan.
Yes.
Let the record show motion carries 5-0.
Perfect. And at this point, I invite all board members and staff to make any closing comments they may have. Whoever would like to go first.
Yeah, let's add the music to the next agenda. That'd be great.
Wait, what are we adding to the next agenda?
Having a discussion about music in the
Continuing
plaza.
music in the
Continue
plaza.
that.
Okay, and setting a budget for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All things related.
Just to be specific.
Can I get a second for that?
I make a second.
Thank you.
Kathy, do you have anything?
Yes, for our marketing coordinator, I just want to reiterate that we need to keep the Glendora Village website up to date. We still have Diavere, which has been out of business for, I think, 4 years now, is still on the website. Bistro Studios is not even listed on our website. We still have some updating to do on that, and I'm glad, we're locked into the cost. That's not going up. I'm happy with that. With the upcoming holidays, we really need to get marketing out there, and I look forward to having Megan work with Louise, and hopefully we'll get some good marketing for downtown this year.
I have one more thing. Should we also start talking about the wine walk? Do we need to add that to the agenda to have a discussion about it? Or is it like we're doing it?
It is on the budget, so we are doing it.
Okay, cool.
If you want to go ahead and start meetings, then we can just go ahead and schedule. And I think like last year, we normally just had 1 or 2 before the start of the year, just to go ahead and start working on our schedule and when we really need to start working on it. So yeah, we can connect with Megan and just schedule a meeting. It doesn't need to come to the board.
Okay, cool. All
Do
right.
we have a date set for the wine walk?
No, that's part of this meeting.
Okay.
Anything else, Matt?
I don't think so. Sorry.
Listen. Nothing.
I'd like to have more 80s workouts
Well,
in the
You're going to get your fill. You're going to get your fill.
Joelle, anything from you?
Yes, I just wanted to add, in terms of the music, now that John Hart is taking over that building, I know that the music system is there, and then how are we moving forward with that? I know like they have mentioned that they wanted to continue being the DJs, and kind of like if we're gonna update the music a little bit more, so if we can include that for the next meeting.
So when you say update, you're talking about just changing the stations, or what are we talking
Yes.
about it?
Bring it into the century.
Yeah, I don't think that necessarily.
this is a big discussion
Waiting a
coming
long
up
time
here.
for this.
I don't think this necessarily needs to come to the board unless you guys want something specific, but if you guys do you want to talk about this? Do you want to make this a board item? We can.
I don't think
want
it's
to
necessary. I
going-
think just change the channel. Yeah.
What's going on with who's Joan Hart and what
So
the
John
building?
Hart is the new owner of the Andrews Building. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. What
If-
do you
if-
do? I'd love to know.
John, are you okay? Is this
Absolutely.
public
That's
comment?
fine with me. Yeah.
Come on
Is a
up
public
and
comment? Does
introduce
she need to
yourself.
fill out a card? Or
Yes, we'll have her fill out a card.
Yeah, I will. I'm Linda Ojeda on behalf of John Hart Real Estate. We are a real estate company, primarily have been like in the Valley. This will be our 15th office, and I don't want to call myself a manager yet because I haven't decided on that title, but for the most part, I'll be the one that's going to be doing all of the organizations, working with the committees, with bid, and being a part of the community. Yeah,
Welcome.
super excited to be here with you guys. Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you.
So the radio station, whatever you guys would like. We're okay with it now too.
Is that controlling all of the audio in the entire village?
Yeah.
And this was done a long time ago. It's only on the west side of the street. There's
Right.
no speakers on the east side, but correct. All of them are connected and the controller was established in that building.
7:30 every morning, I take the chairs out to Bing Crosby.
So interesting.
And
I mean, there's
White Christmas.
everyone that I've ever brought to Glendora Village has always commented on the music, and I never really knew. I just thought that it was the city that had
And
established.
what
No
are
one
the-
knows
what are
where
the
it comes from.
comments? Are they positive comments?
Know what the comments are.
Yeah. Now you know. Here's your DJ.
Okay, so we really should talk about this as an agenda item for next.
Okay,
next
so do you want, maybe we can have Linda put together a couple different options and bring them forward to you?
Well, yeah, because I mean, not to belabor this entire meeting, for this, but it is really kind of a feature of downtown Glendora, and it's something that that makes downtown Glendora, you could say, unique. Is that when you walk around, you hear golden oldies, and that's something that is a part of the vibe of the downtown. Now, if with all due respect to, you know, to you and your company, if you come in and decide that you want, you know, French techno to be on that system, then that's going to change the vibe of the downtown, right? So I think there does need to be some kind of a discussion as to who is in control of this and what we want it to be.
Just so you know, at the luncheon yesterday, we did discuss that a little bit, and John Hart has made it clear that they're fine leaving the channel where it is. So like
It sounds like you guys would like a couple options to be able to discuss amongst yourselves.
I just think it's something that is it's a feature of the downtown.
I
It's
agree.
something that is a part of what makes Glendora Glendora. And whether I have an opinion about what it should be or not, it seems like something that someone from the city should
Oversee and just
Should
make
oversee,
sure it's
yeah.
monitored.
Mhm.
Are you okay then with going ahead and putting together some options and we can work together? Okay. Then I will be in touch with Linda and we'll bring back some options. And until then, we'll just leave it where it is. Okay.
Don't touch that dial.
So we need a motion and a second to go
I'll make
ahead
a
and bring it
motion
back.
To add the music to the next meeting.
And I'll second.
Anything else?
I have one more thing. So in the past, well, thank you, Linda.
Okay, thank you, Linda.
And I know like in the past, we were talking about marketing and everything. Now Megan is going to be part of it working with Luis and everything. There are still like some improvement and enhancements that we can do. So I know before we used to have a marketing committee that it kind of like disappeared just because of like we didn't have a Megan, we didn't have Luis back then or anything. But I would like to bring back to the table having a marketing committee, so then they will have more support and more connection, you know, with us and being able to provide them with more of a feedback in terms of what's happening in all of our businesses and everything. So I would like to bring that to the table.
Is it something we should put on the agenda for the next item next month as well, or how does this work, Valerie?
What are you asking for attendance from the marketing people? Because then that's going to cut into the time that they've committed to being out and mingling. So then we'd have to talk to them about that. Are you just talking about internally, yourself, I'm assuming, and a couple members, other bid owners that you can pull in and you guys kind of work together so that you could feed information to them? Or maybe this is what we bring back to the board, is whatever your thoughts are.
Yeah, that's what
Let's
I
do
wanted-
that.
Yeah.
So
I
if you
wanted
want
bring
to
it
do
back
that,
the
we'll
board.
bring that back to the board as well next.
And then how it fits with the budget, with their time, and who would like to be part of it as well. And so then there's more interaction and we are more proactive and not just leaving all the work to them, because I know like time wise and with the budgets and everything that we have, but how can we help?
Right, it did work well, but everyone didn't lost time to participate in that. So we'll come back to the board with this item as well, if there's a motion in a second.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to add it as an agenda item.
I'll second.
Perfect. Anything else, Dylan?
No, thank you.
All right. And I'm done. So at this point, the meeting is adjourned at 9:11. Whoa.
Look us up.